Ain't that so poetic?
Hey, Uncle Charles.
Danny!
What's up?
Go do your job. I'm trying to, but he breaks that thing. Stop the slapping. No.
Hey, what you doing? What you doing? You're supposed to go all the way up. Leave it like that. Leave it like
Danny,
that.
just watch your leave it on.
Thank you, sir. Goodness gracious, why can I not get this straight? Okay, there we go. What's up, Sean? Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Who did that shit?
Oh, yeah. I told her what's the right way to put it. Come on. You doing all right this morning? You okay? Where you through? You solo this morning? Uh-oh. I know that. Oh my gosh, you do? Okay, so text me a picture so I know what it is, okay? I know it's coming.
Daddy!
Right here. That's good. Even it out. There we go.
Get my kid. Get my kid.
Give her a kiss. Now give her her kiss.
So I'm gonna give it to you. I just gotta get used to it. I ain't force it. When you force them, you don't like it. You force it.
No, she's not on yet. No, I'm trying to figure it out. Man, yes, the baby and the blue both got they both got something. I'm dating. Oh, Your hand out there.
No tips. Shake.
I love you, Nanny.
September 21st. That would be 2019. That's it.
Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Blessed be the name of Yah. Entrance gates with thanksgiving, entrance courts with praise. For this is the day that Yah has made. We're going to rejoice on this day and be glad in it.
Hallelujah. Psalms 100. Make a joyful noise unto Yah, all ye lands. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that Yah is Elohim. It is he that made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto Yah and bless his holy name. For Yah is good, his mercy is everlasting, his truth endureth to all generations. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We praise you today, Father. We give you all the glory and the honor. He is the King of kings and the Lord of lords. He's mighty and great. Strong in battle. Hallelujah. We bless your holy name. Come on, church. I need you to sing with me. The King, 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 the King. One more time, I can't hear nothing. Come on. Yeah. The King, 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 the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is here. The kingdom of God is here. The kingdom of God is here. Hear all ye lands. me here this day and getting me through this very moment in time. Israel. It's our dedication back to him. Bless you, God. Holy is your name. Let's just hang out here for a minute. We're not going to rush. Let's slow down. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Meditate on all the things right now that He's done for you in your life. We're going to give this back to Him. We're not singing a song. We're going to sing to Him. Giving Him the glory. His creation, giving love back to Him. Focus yourselves and settle yourselves. Oh, Israel, settle yourselves. We bless you.
Shabbat Yisrael Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Baruch Shem Kavod Melkuto
Oh, let's pump it up for the Father this morning. We're going to give the glory back to you. Hallelujah. 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 He is Lord. He is one. Blessed be his glorious name, whose kingdom is forever and ever. And Shabbat Shalom. As you can tell, Sister Lana isn't here today, so I thought I would come up and sing a few songs for you. Of course you know that's a joke.
She got me
I was
excited.
feeling well this morning, and Michael even asked me if I wanted to stay home, but I said, you know what? I'm just gonna stay home and I'm gonna wallow in I have a bad headache. And then when I heard the drums, I'm like, is that my head beating or is that But I said I was gonna, abide by 1 Thessalonians 5:16 and 17. Rejoice always.
Come on, baby.
Without ceasing.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
This is our Women's Day program,
Come
and
on,
all of the
Sister
women are
Johnny.
beautiful shades of blue.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
And I just wanted to introduce our order of service for today for the women's program. We're going to have our reading by Sister Willie Mae on page 114. The Decalogue will be presented by Sister Pam. Our prayer will be led by Sister Dion H. Thought for the day, Sister Yolanda, and then the women will come to you all with the song, This Little Light of Mine, and we're all going to let it shine.
Hallelujah, First Lady in the house. Shabbat shalom.
Prophetic reading is from Deuteronomy 30, chapter 30, verse 1 through 6.
Page 114. Page 114. Final page and should be the final page. Well, depending on where it was placed, it's in the book. So it's in the front. It's in the front. Go to the front. Over there. That's all right.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things that come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you take them to heart, wherever Yah, your Elohim, disperses you among the nations. And when you and your children return to Yah, your Elohim, and obey him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I command you this day,
Elohim, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by his commandment and taught us to write his laws in our hearts and in our mouth. And Elohim spake all these words, saying,
Prepare for prayer at this time. Hallelujah.
word. Oh God, you said you'll put your instructions in our hearts, deep within our hearts, God. Lord God, you said you'll open our mouths, oh God. And Lord, you'll tell us what to speak, oh God. Lord, you told us, God, if we will come before you, God, and empty our hearts and in our minds, oh God, then you'll take over, oh God. Lord God, we just gotta bow down to you, Lord God. We gotta give you what is due you, God. Hallelujah. No more Dion, no more Lloyd, no more this one and no more that one, God. But Lord, have your way in our lives. Oh God. Lord, we are rich undone. God, we need you. We need you like never before, God. This is the hour, God, the holy days, God, the Yom Kippurs, oh God, the blowing of the trumpets, oh God. Oh, it's time, God, to repent. Oh, he said, repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. He said, love one another. God, and I'm willing, God. And Lord, if you make me able, God, I'll love the unlovable, God. Oh, God, I need you. I know this house needs you, God. We need your instructions, God. Lord, we need a direction which way to go, oh God. Hide us, God, from the enemy. He's looking to destroy our children. He's looking to destroy marriages. Oh God, but he can't have this house. Oh God, I thank you that we are consecrated. We are set apart people. Oh God, there's love here. Oh God, I thank you, Lord. There's mercy here, God. Lord, I thank you, God, for this house, oh God. We thank you for the founders of this house, oh God. Lord, we ever growing, God. We're ever evolving. God, those that are out the house right now, God, we say a special prayer for them. Oh God, you know why they're out. But God, you're able to go and see about them while we're here praying and believing, God. Oh, Father, I wouldn't want to be no other place. I woke up this morning with an expectation, wanted to get to the house of God. Even though the weather was hot, I pressed. Oh, it's a time to press. Press your way. Press your way. Press your way. Press. There's a press on the inside, oh God. My expectations will not be denied. My faith will not be denied. Oh God. Oh God. Yahweh. Have your way. Bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down.
Our announcements today is Sunset in New Orleans, 706, Baton Rouge, 710, Group 4, Elder Mike and Company, at the meal on next Shabbat.
Hallelujah.
Let us remember our standard but important announcements of videotaping, cover man. To govern ourselves accordingly, Our food drive, Sister Josie, she's not with us at the moment, but Sister Josie in charge.
The back. She moved. She moved.
She's household goods for those in need. Brother Terrell, who is in charge. Let us continue to just pray one for another at all times. If we have anyone who's visiting with us for the first time, we'd be so happy if you would stand and let us know who you are, if there should be anyone. All right, if so, and we thank you for being here. We pray that you're blessed and that you will return. And to our recurring visitors, we thank you for being here. To all the House of the Eternal, Assembly of the Living Elohim. Let us remember each and every member that God will touch and bless and heal and whatever is going on within you. Brother Edward, Tyrone Yancey over there isn't feeling very well, but Yah knows.
Hallelujah.
Sister Charlene has already said she will be feeling very well, but Yah knows.
Hallelujah.
We ask that Yah would remember Sister Charlene has a sister, Alita Jones, who's out of town, but she may have had a stroke. And Sister Charlene says she's awaiting the results of an MRI. She's going to have one. And so let us pray for her.
Yes.
Let's see. Remember Ruby Edwards in her time of bereavement.
Yes.
And the loss of her sister, Carol Williams. And we just want to continue to remember each and every one of them. Sister Alana and Jason are not with us today.
Yes.
Something school related that the parents have to deal with and take care of. We have the pleasure of bringing my sweet godchild with us today.
Amen. That's beautiful.
And his father was already in New Orleans, so blessed be the name of God. And so we just want to ask you all to continue to bless.
Yes, Lord.
And in sickness and in health.
Hallelujah.
So death us do part when we then await his return. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I hope I haven't missed anyone. I've covered everyone. Anyone who was with us last week, we're so happy you're here this week. Who's not here, let us pray one for another. I don't know what's going on with Brother Alton Dixon. He's in and out, but we want to remember him.
Amen.
Yes. I'm going to stop.
Thank you.
Bless his name, Father.
Blessings come down when the praises go up. Blessings come down when the praises go up. Blessings come down. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise His name. When the praises go up.
Y'all's healing comes down.
Healing comes down. When the praises go up, healing comes down. When the praises go up, healing comes down. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise His name. Praises go up, praises go up. Deliverance comes down. Praises go up, praises go up. Deliverance comes down. Praises go up, deliverance comes down. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Father, we give you thanks and praise, Father. But Father, we thank you for waking us up today, Father, for starting us out on our way, Father. Father, we thank you for all the wonderful blessings that you granted to us, Father. We thank you for the breath of life, Father. Father, we ask that you would let us feel your presence here in the house today, Father. That you would touch each and every one of us, Father, individually today, Father. But Father, we want to ask that the tithes and offerings, Father, that have been collected, Father, that they are used to glorify and edify you in your way, Father. That your work may be done, Father. We ask that you grant this to us in the name of your Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Amen. Change me, oh Lord.
Yes!
Make me more like you. Change me, oh Lord. Wash me through and through. Create in me a clean heart, so that I may worship thee. Change me, oh Lord, make me more like you. Change me, oh Lord, wash me through and through. Create in me a clean heart, yes, so that I may worship thee, so that I may worship thee. Hallelujah, Father. That's all we are here to do, is to get Yah to change us. We don't come for any other reason, lest we be fooled or beguiled. We come to be changed, to become more like Yah, our El. Father, we ask that you grant the increase to our dear brother, hallelujah, Brother Yancey this morning, hallelujah. Change him this morning, oh Heavenly Father. Take the natural and make it spiritual, Heavenly Father, so that he be more, hallelujah, like you. Madam, oh Heavenly Father, keep those who desire to be with us but are absent this morning, Sister Lana and Dayton, hallelujah. Keep Deanna and family this morning, wherever they are in travels, oh Heavenly Father. Oh Father, bless those who are mourning this morning. Sister Ruby, hallelujah. I went to see, oh Heavenly Father, and she just sat quietly, oh Heavenly Father, because it's a weight on her shoulders, oh Heavenly Father, to know that you're supposed to be strong, but yet you're weak. To know that you have to be mighty, yet you're feeble. And to not know, Father, what's next. But you know that he's still in charge. So we bless his name, hallelujah. Because he's, hallelujah, sitting on the throne while all things happen. Whatever's going on in your life, Father is watching. And if he's watching, that means he's allowing, hallelujah. And he might not just be allowing, but he may be actually putting you through. So, Father, we say thank you. Grant me the increase, not just, oh Heavenly Father, to get beyond, but to press, hallelujah, in the midst of a mark, towards a mark of a higher calling. So, Father, we say thank you this morning for all things. We bless your name one more time as you help us, oh Heavenly Father, to see to another day. We continue, Heavenly Father, remember all, we'll have dance rehearsal this afternoon after service, hallelujah. Shofars will blow Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Hallelujah. Tuesday night, 7 p.m., Yom Kippur. The Day of Atonement begins, oh Heavenly Father, and we say thank you.
Why, oh Heavenly Father? For it's a day of fasting and affliction.
Yes, yes.
So we want to make sure that we are not just in the right place or at the right time, but we want to be in the right mind and the right body.
Hallelujah.
A day of fasting and affliction. You need to meditate on that in advance. Hallelujah. Rejoice, hallelujah, but also be one with him, because this is a time of emptying yourself out, but more so being filled up. You need to make sure that you're getting filled this atonement, hallelujah. Don't just focus on what you're not having, focus on what you're supposed to be getting and receiving. Otherwise, you've missed the feast altogether. He is waiting to be one with you, but he will only meet you in his commandments. So hallelujah, let's prepare, hallelujah, during these days of consecration to make sure that we are doing all we can for that awakening. Again, that's 7 p.m. this Tuesday night. Then for those who choose, we will remain. It's a lockdown with no locks, hallelujah. You may come and go, but know that for the flock, we will be here, hallelujah. Those who will, every watch hour, we will, hallelujah, praise and give him honor and give prayer unto him throughout that occasion. And then we will have, hallelujah, at 5 p.m., hallelujah, we will close out, hallelujah, on Wednesday evening, which will close us out right at sundown. Blessed be his holy name, with a light feasting meal as we come out of that 24 hours of fasting. 12 noon at 9 a.m., hallelujah, of that Wednesday. So again, we start service Tuesday evening at 9 a.m. We will have a study session, hallelujah, during that watch hour prayer time for those who are here. And then at noon, we will have some expressions, hallelujah, from some of those who are present, hallelujah. So you see, I say some of those because we got to see who's on the menu in order to know, hallelujah, how those expressions will come forth. But this is your day, hallelujah, to empty out and be filled up. So again, this is about the glory of Almighty Yah for this body. So as a body, we will be together as one, and we will come forth, hallelujah, accordingly to the timetable. So we're not just here. It's not just a 24-hour time of prayer only, but this is prayer, fasting, testimony, hallelujah, praise, and honor, giving him all the glory. So we say thank you, Father, for the occasion, and we will allow the occasion, hallelujah, to be uplifting to all those. Some Tabernacles handouts should have just been passed out. And let's thank Sister Dion and Brother Mandy for the excellent work, hallelujah. And again, I always say them both, and one may deserve more, but they also fine with sharing. Share the glory, hallelujah. But we couldn't do this without them, hallelujah. We can do something. Elder Steve say, no, can't have none of that glory. Oh, no, you can't get none of that. Even if you deserve something, you can't have none of that. Hallelujah. You just got to go ahead and just yield that on. But truly, we thank them year to year. And again, it's extremely informative of that which is going on. And of course, things are subject to change, but hallelujah, we just change with them. Hallelujah, because we are an ever-growing, ever-evolving people. But Yah is always one. So as long as he's in the midst, then we're well. So we thank the Father for we have our atonement time on there. Our vegan days do go all the way through to atonement. And then Tabernacles, hallelujah, starts on Sunday the 23rd that evening. And you see services that night at 7 p.m. So we'll be arriving anywhere from noon to 5, getting set up. And all the details are on the back. So I won't just go through it all. They're all on the back. And then, of course, there's more to come. Things to bring this coming Wednesday. We'll have some handouts, additional ones on things to bring, not to bring. Just reminders, hallelujah. But just off the top of my head, make sure you bring a case of water. Okay? It's a hot week. If you plan on, of course, you know how long you're going to be there. You're going to be there the whole week, bring a case of water. We have a lot of water out there. But there is never enough water, hallelujah, to make sure, because the Father hasn't chosen to make this a cool tabernacles. All right, he hasn't chosen us, so he say we got it though. So therefore, let's come prepared accordingly, because we are looking at days in the 80s still at this time, nights in the 60s. So overnight, we'll do well. We'll enjoy once we get late into the night and early morning. But hallelujah, during the day, we'll do accordingly. So just keep that in mind. Let's make sure that we bring things accordingly.
Our house, let's plan to wear our Tabernacles t-shirts, our purple ones from last year, on Monday the 24th. On Monday the 24th, for service that morning, 10 a.m., let's plan to wear our purple t-shirts. And then our House of Eternal t-shirts, let's plan to wear them that Saturday, the Sabbath day, the 29th, when we go out to Percy Quinn. Hallelujah. So let's just keep that in mind. Any questions on that, please let me know. And then after service today, we'll be putting together a menu for our 8th day when we return back here. Just as we put together so easily one for trumpets, we already going to have a light meal, some light sandwiches and things of that nature after atonement. But for the 8th day, that Monday morning, when we have service at noon, we need to put together a meal menu for that day, and we'll do that after service today. So blessed be his name. Again, so much going on. But this right here, you got a head start. There are many who are looking forward to getting out there. I think we truly thank the Father for everything that was done out of the site. I want to thank him in advance for my brother Tracy for what he's done. And I think you'll really enjoy when you see the pavilion, knowing which is what we embraced last year. Putting that together just, pretty much on a whim in a temporary manner. And that's what Tabernacles is about. It's about temporary dwellings. But since Yah has given us a permanent dwelling, then we also have a temporary permanent dwelling out there. And we'll be in our own temporary dwellings, but we'll be sleeping in our tents and the whole 9 yards. And we'll also build a sukkah while out there as a part of our occasion for one of our seminar days. So again, there's lots going on. One other thing is that Monday the 24th, service will be at 10 a.m. And for those who are planning to return back on that day and not, you may be coming to stay on Sunday and spend the night, but after Monday you plan on returning back, or you're just coming up for Monday, there will be service at 10. It'll go to about 1. Then we'll have our midday lunch break. And then there will be a seminar from 3 to 4:30. 3 to 4:30. So I'm just asking if you're able to include it in your plans to not depart till after that, because that's returning to Yah's refuge. That's the seminar from 3 to 4:30. Because we're going out there for a purpose. And we want to make sure that we truly understand what Yah has given us, because everything that we're doing kind of builds and adds on to the whole purpose of where Yah is leading us and what he's given us. So again, we thank the Father for the property he's given us. We just ask that he help us to be the best stewards in taking care of it, managing it, making sure that we utilize it. There's, again, Brother Tracy and even another gentleman, Brother Sandy. He's done some work for us. And like I said, I think that you'll like some of the improvements. And the Father works in mysterious ways. But hallelujah for what he does. Because, see, we have a campfire pit area that you haven't seen yet. And I think when you come to see this, hallelujah, again, we've been just doing as the years have gone. But the Father is actually allowing us now to say, what do we want to do on a permanent basis since we plan to inhabit, and that's to regularly use this site. So I really want to thank the Father. Keep Brother Sammy in mind because he hurt his shoulder in his works. But thank the Father again for just all he's doing because he's not through yet. Few signs of the times. Hallelujah. So again, Tabernacles, lots of information. You got questions after service, please ask. Get clarity because again, more information will be handed out when we return back together for atonement, hallelujah, just for everybody to have. You heard me talk about the new, what news do you watch? Because again, I don't know what you watch, I don't know what you listen. You got the news you watch, news you listen to on the radio, news online, everything is a different sort or a different foundation and perspective. But if you've been keeping up with just some of the things, and this is somewhat random, one of our probable presidential candidates for next time around. Her name is Kamala Harris, senator from California. So if you're not familiar with her, again, depending on how much you get into the news, she's already, testing the water. So when she talks, she's making a statement because she's trying to see where her following goes. But Mr. Kavanaugh, who's right now being considered for Supreme Court Justice, he made a statement during the hearings that he had. It was a statement he's represented many groups, one of them, an anti-abortion group or whatever in the past. So anyway, he was asked a question, and he gave a statement referring to that group and what they said. which was basically, of course, something that was anti-abortion, because that's what they wrote. So all he's doing is just giving you an answer about what Brother Yancey said. Well, she went on and made her first campaign clip, cut it off right at the point of, the statement is, not, and they said the statement is, so of course it became his statement. And that just, again, if that's the news you watch, that's what you believe this particular man's viewpoint is, that he is anti-abortion, X, Y, and Z, and whether he is or not, this is the news that you would have received, that it totally was his statement. That's, again, she's proud of her statement, has no problem. She doubled down, as they say when they say it. But you know you took that out of context. Next, because she did what she intended to do, was to move her audience towards more receiving her as being someone on the other side of she's on the pro-abortion equation, and she wanted to make a stand. Again, depending on what news you receive, though, all you know is that this is supposedly his statement. I add to that, Senator Feinstein, Dianne Feinstein of California. She received some news about Mr. Kavanaugh in July. This man has answered over thousands of questions, over 60 interviews with senators, this, that, and the other. But right at the final day of the hearing, she said somebody who wanted to keep himself anonymous and didn't want to pursue this matter any further, and didn't want to make an issue out of it, gave her a letter. Now, they gave her a letter back in July, but this is now in the end of September. And she just felt it was the right thing to do, that this accusation be checked out from 36 years ago when he was 17 in high school, that he may have done something negative towards a female back in high school, and that it was only her right thing to do, to make sure that before they complete this process on him justice, that was just the only right thing to do. Now again, this was July that she got the letter, and she interviewed him, and everybody interviewed him, but nobody ever asked the question about this until the last day, and still didn't ask the question. She just turned it over to the FBI and said, you all need to investigate this, because we need to make sure that he doesn't have this skeleton in his past from 36 years ago when he was 17 years old in high school and supposedly locked some lady in a room. A prank is the supposed other side, whether true or not. 36 years ago, and again, this is the news that you get is that this is important, and that she's taking a stand to make sure that she's protecting you all from some possible crazed person who may be, getting a lifetime appointment. But again, it all depends on just what you receive and how you get it, and then whether or not it even matters in the end to what did she really gain. She gained something for herself and for her audience. But for truth, all she did was just took some time away from someone who may have done absolutely nothing, or whatever the case. Again, this anonymous person is not interested in bringing this matter. But she wanted to make sure that this anonymous information got to the FBI so that they could look into the 36-year-old man. Cynthia Nixon, she just lost the primary in New York for governor to Governor Cuomo. But Cynthia Nixon, she's a known lesbian. Well, she's a known non-regular person, let me put it that way, because that's the issue. She was being promoted by some as possibly the first lesbian governor of New York. And she said, I'm offended that you would even say something like that. I'm queer. I'm not a lesbian. That's the world that we live in. I mean, she was hostile about it. Do not mislabel me. Now, once upon a time, that would have been considered the negative of the negative words to choose. But oh no, don't call me the wrong thing. It's a world of wrong that we live in. Woe unto them. You just don't even know where to start and stop. Don't you call me lesbian, you better call me queer, because that's what I am. I'm offended if you use any one of the other 100 titles that they got out there for that world of anything other than just man and woman. But that's the world that we live in. So again, we need to just make sure that we're not just aware, but that we include this in, because
how we live. Again, she's offended to one, somebody else is offended too. She ain't on an island. And this could be something, this is the world that we have to tolerate, but also traverse in and through, day in and day out. Google had a meeting. The Google execs had a meeting. So I mean, Google, that's big time, the big money. If you don't believe it, Google, Facebook, Amazon, they, in their own way, rule the world. Okay, the government is on this side, but when it comes to commercial side, that's trillions of dollars. I mean, that's everyday commerce. So you think the government don't actually lean to them? I mean, hey, 90% of all internet searches run by way through Google. So therefore, Google decides if you're going right or left. Google decides what you're going to see when you put in, I want to know this. It's not just chance. Google decides what you're going to see. So that means if they have an opinion, if they are happen to be impartial, then you have, if they got an agenda, then just think about the fact of what you're going to receive. If they can just steer 90% of the world to the left, then that's what they have all the power to do so. They had a meeting. It was released. It was leaked. Excerpts, video excerpts of a meeting right after the election, the past presidential election. I mean, it was a cry fest. I mean, you talk about, if you know anybody who said it was disturbed after Trump lost, you should have saw this room of Google execs. I mean, they had a meeting of their employees and whatnot, and it was like, I mean, we all just about to die. I mean, you know, they wanted to die. Now, why is that important? Because they have to leave out of that room and still go back to work. Clearly, they made it clear that if they had anything to do with the election, it didn't turn out their way. Because clearly, as much as they were hurt at how things turned out, you have to believe that they did everything they could for things not to turn out that way. And yet, it still didn't work. That's why they couldn't believe. I mean, we done steered everything to the Democrat away from Trump, and he still won. I mean, when people search for this, they got what we gave them, and he still won. That's why they were crushed, because they control the world. Understand, it is no chance. And of course, Satan controls all. All of this. The prince and power of the internet air is the adversary. So just know how this is really going. But again, I just say that to say, be mindful and never think in the box that all is really about us. Oh no, we just passing through. Believe you me, whatever we do, we are spending time in the valley. Because this is not our world. This is not our stuff. This is not our doings and our choosings. And we need to make sure we remember that we are just here. But don't hold yourself, don't conform, don't embrace, don't get caught up in any of this, because this stuff is way, way bigger than us. And it's not for our good. And lastly, as I shared with you some time ago, it just will open this coming Monday, Amazon's first cashierless store. Cashierless store. A store where it's just you and your cell phone. Again, as we just talked about the mark of the beast, knowing what it may or may not be. You go in, your presence of your phone tells them everything they need to know. Short and simple. Their phone is you. Your phone. The other day, I had my data off, and I'm like, why can I still do GPS? My data was off. I can't do this, I can't do that, but I can still do GPS, because there are certain things that are bigger than how much money I'm willing to spend. They gonna track me, because they gonna track you. And tracking is their vantage point. Your commerce is yours, but tracking, that's essential. So you can turn off your phone, they still gonna find out where you're going. They still gonna know where you are, and that phone, hallelujah, is how you buy, how you sell, how you do much, how they know, how the whole 9 yards, because there was a time when phones just wasn't anywhere. Where is there not a phone? We got like 40, 50 people in this place, we got 40, 50 phones. Somebody got 2. So again, that's so again, and that's already so in somebody's executive meeting. Okay, then well, we know if nothing else what we got to work with. the phone is what it is. Da-da-da, whatever. So again, Father, we say thank you. Again, we thank the Father for these calendars. Again, more questions, just, share with us afterwards on anything with that. But Father, we say bless your name, and we just want to keep on keeping our mind on the prize. Because it is a sin-sick, wayward world. And ain't nothing I said how to do with nothing overseas. That's all just what we're talking about on our side. So, Father, we say thank you. Thanks, Sister Yolanda, hallelujah, for stepping in, hallelujah, this morning. Hallelujah, and all things, as well as our praise team all the way around. But we just say thank you, hallelujah, just for working in and out of season, hallelujah, to make sure that all things are ready. So at this time, there's no further ado. I think Sister Yolanda is coming with our thought for the day. Bless his name. Hallelujah. Let's receive it. Hallelujah.
We praise the name of our Father today. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody saying yes. Dude is not feeling well either. Isn't it amazing that he plays fantastic. Charlene looks fantastic. You wouldn't even tell that these people are not feeling well. But let the lunch lady, that's me, not feel good. I will look how I feel. Everybody else look fantastic. But we want to give honor and glory and praise to our Father, and thank Him for allowing us one more day to see this side of His glory, to see one more day to get it right. Each day He gives you is not so we can get up and go to work and continue to do the things that we do. It is so that we are given another chance. Each day is given another chance. These people out here, it is my prayer that they will wake up and come into the acknowledgement. I mean, they're sitting right here, close to us, and the truth is just right across the street. The truth is just walking from there to here.
Yeah.
Yet they're not here. And so each day is an opportunity for them to come into the acknowledgement of who our Father, our Elohim, our Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yeah.
And the days that we are given, those that are already in the knowledge and seeking the knowledge and studying and showing ourselves approved, us, each day is so that we can become better models. We are the mini-me's for our big Father. We're supposed to be walking around and being and looking just like Him and acting and doing all these things that He would command. So I would ask you today that each day that you arise to police yourselves, don't, and I'm not telling you, I'm just throwing out a suggestion. I don't want people to be like, she thinks she is.
Yeah.
I'm Yah's girl. That's who I am.
Hallelujah.
So each day, I just try to change some old habits. When you get older, you get settled into the thing like, you know what, I don't have to do that because I don't have to. I'm older, I don't have to. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I'm going into. I'm starting to get into, I don't care because I'm older. No, it's no excuse. It should be I do care because I'm Yah's, and Yah cares about my attitude. Yah cares about the posture, what I say and what I don't say, what I do and what I don't do. When you don't do something, it's almost as if you do. To see something wrong and not say anything, you have committed that with that person.
Yeah.
So I say this to say, fix it. If that's the word that you will wake up with the next morning when you rise, you say to yourself, fix it.
Yeah.
Now, what is your it? I don't know what your it is. I know all my its.
Yeah.
My husband knows all my its. My daughter, I know all of theirs. But what is your it? Every day you wake up, it is to be a better image of Yah.
Yeah. Yes.
And if we're not speaking like Him, what did I just say? Fix it. But Yolanda, that's hard.
Yeah.
I'm setting my ways and blah, blah, blah. No, you ain't setting your ways. You're supposed to be setting Yah's ways. So how do we fix it? So I did an evaluation of myself. Yeah, I know, right? That was right on cue. And it was a serious evaluation. I had to look at every aspect of how I treat the people around me. How do I treat people who don't know me, but they don't like me? Go figure. You know? I had to evaluate everything. How I treat you, how I interact with you, what do I say, what do I not say? Because it all counts. It's the small foxes, I believe it said in Solomon, that destroy the vine. And everybody was like, what does that mean, the foxes? And that was from the Shulamite bride-to-be of Solomon said that to him. Oh, but the courtyard is full of bloom. But sweetheart, don't let the foxes destroy the vine. And I'm like, why is she talking about that? I was always curious. Why is she talking about that? And what she's saying, that in bloom means that what's going on right now. Right now, this is a garden. A blooming garden of beautiful fragrance and love sent up before the Father. Look at you. Look at yourselves. You ain't got to pat yourself on the back. Let y'all do that, but I'm telling you. You know, y'all look good. Especially you, Mom. You know you got it going on. She knows she do. I don't know why she act like, you know, I'm still mad because she can run in heels around the church and then come back. Like when she says she don't feel good, I'll be like, lady, sit down. You just ran 2 miles around the church. But anyway, bless her heart, bless her heart. She is the epitome of what good looks like. Huh? Come on. I'll just take the compliment. Just north and south. Take the compliment. But you are the bloom. You are the flowers. And what she was talking about the garden right now, our love is, look at this. Look what we got. You know, that's like a Paige and Manny thing. Look at us. Look what we got. You know, come on now. You know they love. You look at them. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You look at them and you sweet L-O and then you go B-E. I tell you, I'll be looking at y'all like, you gotta step it up. No, let me stop playing. But the reason why she said that was because she's like, baby, this is it. This is right now. This is us. We in love. We got each other. I got you, babe. You know, kind of thing. But be aware. Oh, who is that cracking up in the back? But be aware of what's going on.
Yes.
Because always when there's good, there is a presence of evil. When we sit here in service, it is my prayer that no one is the devil. But when we sit here, the enemy seeks on who can slip in. You know, you might have had a disagreement with somebody, and there's a crack. There's a crack. There's a crack in your armor. I know we all have our armor on. How many people got their armor on? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Anybody forgot to put their armor on? Raise your hand. I think I got my breastplate and my helmet of salvation, but I think I forgot everything else. I don't know. Nevertheless, you leave a crack. Don't leave your houses. This is what she's saying now. The fox, because the fox represents animals who destroy. The Egyptians used the crocodiles. But the fox is the animal we're speaking of, and he would go through the vine while it's all in bloom. Y'all the bloom, right? Y'all the bloom. Now we got somebody coming here, that's the fox. And they weaving in and out of here. Be careful who you take audience with and who you listen to and advice and opinions. Huh? They don't check out. How many people got their switches on? Y'all like, okay, what kind of switch? How many people got their switches on? Okay. All right, yeah, you with me? Okay, you with me. When we turn this off, okay, the power, there's nothing flowing through it. You can't hear the amplification. You cut off. That's the same thing with Yah. When you don't hear his voice, you hear his voice. He said, I asked him a question and I prayed to him about something. And he didn't give me an answer for that. But just because he don't answer that don't mean he's not talking to you. When he tell you not to do something, you don't do it, and then something happens, you're like, whoa, that was him. That wasn't you. You ain't great. You didn't do that. That was him. So when we don't stay connected and unified, not only as a body, but individually, and that's the armor, the fox comes into the bloom and he destroys the vines, the connection between you and Yah, the connection between each other, the whispering. Oh, did you know that Yolanda? Oh, did you know that Charlene? Did you know? I know. You know, I got to the point now that when people talk shenanigans or they try to speak something about, like, oh, girl, I'm sick. You gonna be sick. I'm like, no, boo, you gonna be sick by yourself. Ain't no sickness all up in here. I love you. May y'all have mercy on you. Don't let nobody speak nothing on you. Don't be shaking hands with unfamiliar, laying of the hands on folk that you like. You ain't got to be quick. I mean, you love them. You want to pray for them. You can stand right here and pray for them. You ain't got to be touching all on them. Transference is real. Let somebody come in here that's got a bad attitude, and then we ain't in check because we ain't got all our armor on. You know, the crack. He gets in the crack. We just got to police up ourselves as a whole church. That's all I'm saying. And that is the key word, Doc. That's it right there. You fix it. Stop acting like it don't exist. When you know you said something wrong to your friend or non-friend or family member in here, you know, husbands and wives, whoever it may be, fix that mess. You know, you can't come up here and hold up holy hands singing Kumbaya, and then you get in the car with your husband still mad.
All right.
I gotta tell you this, and then I'm gonna go out. Hopefully my husband won't be mad at me. I'll just beg for his mercy. But I don't know what we was upset about something, and our upset at this point of our age is not the same as it was before. It's just a different kind of upset. It's that kind that when you get upset, Yah immediately comes and he walking with me. He say, now you know you was wrong, right? Now you know you was wrong. Now you know you're not supposed to do that. Now you know. I'm like, yeah, I didn't do. He said, yeah. But what is what you didn't do? You can be right and still be wrong. Do you want to be in love and live in peace? Or do you want to be right? Which is wrong. Y'all got to wrap that up, smoke it, eat it, whatever you're going to do. But you got to lay all that mess down and get yourself into check. I got to check my mouth because I got a habit of telling folk, imagine that, me. Telling folk, you know, they talking, I'll be like, you lying. They be like, girl, stop playing. I'm like, no, you lying. So each morning, I implore you when you wake up the next morning or later on, you know, I know some of you are not feeling well in your body, and some of you may be weary, and some of you may have things on your heart and your mind, and you're concerned about tomorrow because something is bothering you during the week. There's a concern on your heart. There's an issue on your heart. There's a problem on your heart. There's a physical situation that you may have going on that's on your heart. You're worried about the cares and the worries of this world, and I'm here to tell you right now, y'all got this.
Hallelujah.
If you got him, he got you.
Hallelujah.
Celebrate in the fact that you know who he is. Huh? He didn't give his only son to bleed for the foolishness that we got going on right now. Come on. Just fix it. And this is what I'm telling me. I'm talking to you, but I'm telling you. Come on. And it grieves me. It grieves me when it actually grieves me. I had to confess something to my husband last night because something grieved me that I did, and I released it to him, and it was all better. You know? I say that because these are the little boxes, the little things, the little daily things you do. Recognize Yah in all those things. Recognize Him. See Him in everything. Even the person you don't like. Even the person that, I'm not going to say you don't like, they're disagreeable. There are disagreeable people. They're here for us. Pastor said that to me. You know, the people that are disagreeable are here for the people that are agreeable to make sure that we do what we need to do. We still got to love on them and love them hard. You love a mean person real hard, they're going to love back. I promise you, I tried it. I tried it. I promise you, it does work. But the last comment I'll make, and I wasn't going to say it earlier, I had did something that wasn't right, and I had to go and apologize, and I wouldn't apologize for it because, like I was saying before, I didn't think I was wrong. And you know, the Father poked at me, and He's like, "You gotta get there. You got to. Sabbath is coming up. What you gonna do? You gonna sing and dance and worship and give praise and hear the man that I gave you." The one you asked for years ago. The one you said you wanted. There you go, right? Apologize. So whatever it is, start there and fix it. Whatever it is, fix it. Whatever it is, fix it. You got a problem, fix it. If y'all came within 20 minutes of me sitting down, it's too late. In your heart, make resolution to fix it. Some things you have to go out and actually physically do. You have to physically go out and say, "I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry." Some things you have to say it out in public. Sometimes you gotta write a letter or send a note, but whatever it is, you know, fix it. And I'm speaking to me to fix all things, everything that's out of order. So Father God, our Elohim, our one and only true love, we thank you right now for this very moment that you brought us all together once again to serve only you, to love only you, to give you back the glory you gave us and then tell others about who you are. We thank you right now. We give you all our love right now, Father. We bless your holy name. It is in you we live, we breathe, and we have our very being. In this we say hallelujah and hallelujah.
This time, hallelujah. Ladies.
All the ladies in the house running up to the front to sing hallelujah. That's one of old songs. We can hear the music. Hey!
He made a way. He made a way. He made a way. Oh yes, he made a way. He made a way. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so very glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, let's thank the Father. Hallelujah one more time. He didn't have to do it. He didn't have to pick you, but he did. He didn't have to bring you here, but he did. Somebody may say, well, this place ain't so special. Somebody might say, y'all ain't so special. I'm not so special. You know what I say? Then make us special because he brought you here now. Hallelujah. So it's your mission, hallelujah, to fix us if we need fixing. Because either we good for you or you be good for us. But no matter what, don't let this time be in vain. I said thank you, yeah. Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Lord. Oh yes, thank you, yeah. Thank you, yeah. Oh, thank you, yeah. It's something when a song can have all these wonderful ladies up here, and then my brother just say, I just feel something. And he just come on up and he lets you know that you made him feel something. Hallelujah. You made a way. You made a way. You made a way. If it was for no other reason for your presence here today than to give him a moment of joy, say hallelujah. Because y'all didn't have to do it, but he chose you, hallelujah, to be the one that would bring that spark. Hallelujah. That little thought for the day said that all that is lawful is not expedient. Hallelujah. So we say thank you, Father, because that's where the wisdom comes. There's a time for everything. Samuel said, I want to do your will, but if I go to Bethlehem to anoint this one that you're talking about, King Saul is going to have a problem with me, and I'm not too sure how I follow this order. Just tell him you're going to do a sacrifice. You mean the father told him to say something that was not directly the truth to King Saul? Kind of part of the truth and not the whole truth? So we got to think about it. The father is saying there's a time
to give the whole manna, and there's a time to give part of the manna. It's a lot of a lot. Not telling somebody all of something, the Father says that sometimes that's the right answer. Not everybody was made to handle everything. He didn't make everybody to the same measure, so somebody, hallelujah, is ready for milk. Somebody is ready for strong meat. And somebody, you give them strong meat, they're going to get choked up. They won't be able to handle it right because they haven't been nourished yet to the point to receive the fullness of the manna. So we need to make sure that we are considering all things, not just judging for what is it you're not telling me. Maybe you're not telling me because you just love me so. And you care about me so much that you're just trying to handle me with care and kindness. Hallelujah. There is a perspective that's Yah. Yah is not as much, so much the letter, but he's all love all the time. And you have to be able, that's what we want to dissect. By far is truly the love that Yah desires for his people. He's long-suffering in our stead. Why not we long-suffer in one another's stead? Hallelujah. So, Father, we say thank you for everything thus far, and no further ado, let's receive our dear Brother John Marion, hallelujah, with the word that Almighty Yah has given him today to give unto his people. And we say, hallelujah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, mic check. 1, 2.
Hallelujah.
Father is good.
Yes, he is. Hallelujah.
In spite of.
Yes.
Can I get a witness?
Hallelujah. Come on now.
In spite of all that we go through, in spite of situations and circumstances, it doesn't change who he is. And if you be honest, we don't have any wills of our own, so to speak. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen. A man can plan his own ways. But it's Yah's will that will prevail. That's what I'm saying. He will decide. So in all reality, we are just pawns on the chessboard. He's still God. So we're here to bless him and to praise him and to give him all the glory and all the honor. Every bit of it. So before we proceed any further, let us pray. Take every moment very seriously. Don't take this as a joke. Don't take it as a game. This is serious business. But yet joyful. Yeah. You know, but yet joyful. Serious, but yet joyful.
Bless you.
Bless you, Father. Finding myself at a loss for words, and the funny thing is, it's okay. The last thing I need is to be heard, and in the quiet, to hear your voice, word of Yah speak. Won't you pour down like rain, washing my eyes to see your majesty. to be still and know that you're in this place. Please let me stay in rest in your holiness. Word Yah speak. Won't you pour down like rain, washing my eyes to see your majesty, to be still and know that you're in this place. Please let me stay in rest in your holy word now speak. Isn't that why we're here, to hear the words of the Most High? Y'all didn't come to hear me? As Peter stated, Peter said, where should we go? Because it's you that have the words of eternal life.
That's the word.
So we're here to bask in his presence on this beautiful occasion that he has set aside for man, just for us. You know, that's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
He's sanctified. Then he tells us that it's a mark upon us.
Come on.
That it's a mark. That we're saying that he's our king and we're his people. It's a mark. Keep that in mind, y'all. That's just a sidebar. So if you have the mark of Yah, then you have the mark of the beast. Just keep that in mind. It's just a sidebar. Now there was plenty said before I came up, and it's kind of hard to make that transition because you hear so much. And you just want to make sure that we understand the severity of why we're here and understand the importance. I heard Pastor says, change me. As he sung the song, change me. Now what comes with change is typically hard.
Yeah.
Can I hear that?
Yeah.
Come on, let's be for real. Because now we making a turn from one point to something new. For those that are, seeking to shed some pounds, it's relatively difficult, but it takes work, and it can be done.
Yeah.
But you just have to what? Put in the work.
That's right.
And I think about that. If you're in a situation that needs changing, then it requires drastic measures to do something that you've never done before. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect change.
Yeah.
They call that insanity.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting some change in one area, then you have to do something totally opposite to get the results that you're looking for.
That's right.
Now we're talking about change. And we're talking about us, each as individuals. And my mind began to ponder on some things that I thought about that I deem very, very important. And I know Father thinks the same, that is very important. And that is the unity of the body. The assembly, the unity of the body. Now, how important is it? I deem it's very important. There you go, brother. We should all be on one accord.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, as Father leads, I don't plan to be before you long. Say what needs to be said and sit down. Because it don't take Father long to work. Father, minister to your people again today. Remove me, open up our hearts, and give us a listening ear. Give us what we need to hear. As you chasing those whom we love. And we know, Father, that at times we know that
It's not always sweet, but it's good for the soul. For you're steady progressing us and you're moving us from glory to glory. And so, Father, we accept that change. We position ourselves, Father, so that we can be changed. Because you told us in your word, holiness without no man shall see you. So, Father, we are shedding some things and we are coming before you. And we're asking you to open our heart and to give us a mind to understand what it is that we need to do and how we are to function as a body of believers. In the name of your Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. Okay, if you have your scriptures, turn with me to the book of Genesis. Bereshit, Genesis chapter 4. And I want to start there. I want to pull out some things and I want us to kind of look at these and see what Father is saying to us. Because see, out of the heart flows the issues of life. Uh-huh. And typically, we still like to hold on to something. Let's be real. We still want to hold on to some things. You know, as now we're walking this new walk, you know. Yes. All right. We start at verse 3. Keeping the focus of the unity of believers. Start at verse 3. It says, in the process of time, and it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground of the offering unto Jehovah. And Abel also brought of the firstling of his flock, of the fat thereof. And Jehovah had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Jehovah said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is that countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? Yes. And if thou doest not well, sin lies at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. Now, I want you all to talk back with me. What do we see in this passage? Because now we're talking about unity, right? So tell me, what do you all see in this passage? Jealousy. Jealousy. Envy.
Anger. Loss of confidence.
What was that, brother?
Loss of confidence.
Loss of confidence. Good.
Anger.
What, anger? Okay, great. Now, I'm glad you said that. Now let's look at this jealousy for a moment. All right, let's get the definition for that. All right? Now, we have jealousy is what? A feeling of showing of envy to someone because of their achievements or their advantages. Wow. Now, we all don't have it together. We know that. Some of our physical appearances, you know, we ain't like what we wanted to be. You know, I can't get mad at Peter because he got a head full of hair. Brother Lamar, because they got a head full of hair. I can't get mad at Peter because he have a head full of hair. Did I already say that? So we all might not have something that someone else has.
It's okay, it makes us different.
And we have to be careful because that jealousy will creep in.
It will. It will.
Now I say that because we're a small entity here.
Yes, yes.
We're a small nucleus, and we pretty much know each other. You know, we see each other every week. You know, we pretty much have an idea.
Ideas.
You know, we really don't know each other.
Right.
Because, you know, once, you know, we leave here, you know, we really don't have a real knit, some of us, a knit relationship. You know, we're not breaking bread throughout the week. You know, we're not at each other's houses, but we typically know each other.
Yes.
So we see that Cain's offering was not acceptable to Yah. And Yah told him. Now, is there something that we can correct if we're not right in the presence of God? Do y'all feel it? Because somebody else may be doing what you're not doing. There's no need for you to get mad at them.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Come on now.
Get where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Hang with me.
Yes.
I've been around church for a long time.
Hallelujah.
And people will tend to get mad at you and get jealous of you because they see you progressing
Yes.
and they still there.
Yes, yes.
And you know, still here. Now the question is, you can be elevated too at some point. But what do you have to do?
Come on.
What sacrifices are you willing to make
Yes, yes.
to get to where you believe Father will have you to go?
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
Not everybody is going to be called to stand behind a pulpit.
No, no,
Not everybody is going to be called to go into the nursing homes.
no.
Everybody have a work to do.
Yes.
Every last one of us have a work to do. It just so happens some might be out in the forefront than others.
Hallelujah.
But that does not mean that your work is not necessary.
Hallelujah.
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 Now, we see that now what Cain did, he had a talk with his brother, right?
Yes.
Now, as I looked into that, they said, one version said he had a word with him.
Yes, yes, yes.
A word. Typically, when we know, look, I got to have a word with you.
Word, yes, yes.
I need to talk to you.
Gotta share something.
Yeah, I got, you know.
Well,
Yeah. And from what we see and from what we know, I don't think that word was probably all that great.
yes.
But it's amazing that I found out that when people have an alt with you,
Come on.
it's really with Yah.
That's
Hallelujah.
right.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
Yes, yes, yes.
So now because they arms are too short to box with Yah,
Hallelujah.
Here they come.
you in close proximity.
Yes.
So now they want to take it out on you. You're like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm just trying to do what Father told me to
Hallelujah.
do. And each one of us have that opportunity to do what's right. So whether your offering is not acceptable, that's between you and the Most High.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
We are all striving for perfection to get to the kingdom. Right?
Yes, yes, yes.
I want to tell a story real quick if you don't mind, just share something. About the time when my wife, she was just coming to the truth, and it was a young lady that she became friends with from the military. Well, you know, they started, going to, I'm going to say church, because that's what we knew at the time. They started going to church,
Yeah.
together.
Can't hear you.
Oh, testing, mic check, 1, 2, testing. All right, just going to talk a little bit louder. All right. So yes, this young lady and my wife, they became friends, military friends, and they started going to church, and I say that because that's what we knew at the time. All right. And so as my wife, began to grow in her spirit, this young lady began to disown her.
Yes.
And so now when the young lady was approached like, hey, what's the problem? All she can say is she thinks she's better than everybody else. But everybody have an opportunity to grow. It's a matter of what is important to you and what you're going to do to get there. It is. It's very important. Now I know I'm a little slow, but I'm trying to lay the foundation here. Because because I'm gonna be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just stop for one moment. The reason why I believe we don't really see Father move in such a way is because now we're rushing. We're rushing him, rushing his spirit. And we look to be entertained.
Come on.
We look to be entertained. And so our minds is already programmed, I want to be entertained. I want to hear my song, and that's okay. That's okay. But our primary focus is to be the worship. And to get what I need to get to make that change. I know y'all don't like me, but that's okay. I love you. I love you. Because we got to get serious with what we got going on in our lives. We got to get serious. We got to begin to shed some stuff. If we want to grow and we want to see this body here progress in the spirit of Yah, there's some things that we're going to have to get rid of. I think about that message that Brother Steve preached, a month or so ago. Aiken, and that mess in the tent. Man, you hindering the whole body. We gotta take things serious. The dance ministry, everything is a ministry. You're not here to entertain. You're here to minister to Father, not to entertain.
Come on.
So each time that we, are in the process of ministry, we need to keep that in the forefront. We need to keep that in the forefront. It's all about him. It's about giving him the glory. It's about giving him the glory. And I love to have fun. Please. I'm not a party pooper. My wife would tell you, I love to have fun. I smile, I joke, characters and everything. I love it. But when it comes to this, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. It's a time. And what we got to realize is that the heart is the seat of it all. The heart is the seat of it. And if we don't correct that heart, that ain't going into the kingdom. That ain't going. All right. Let's jump over to Genesis chapter 37. Now stay with me. I don't hoop and holler like others. I don't squall. Genesis 37. All right, when you have it, say amen. All right, we got Genesis 37. I'm going to start at verse 2. And we all know these stories. But it's something that I want us to see that maybe we had overlooked. Because we constantly want to grow. We constantly want to grow. Nobody really likes vegetables, but it's the best thing for you. We want all that sweet stuff, sis. Give me the sugar. We want that stuff that tastes good. But do you realize that the very nutrients that your body needs to regenerate cells are in the vegetables and the herbs? The stuff we don't like.
Yes.
Just like we don't like Father's word sometimes, but it's good for us. It's good for the soul. All right, Genesis 37, starting at verse 2. These are the generations of Yaakov. Yosef, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wife. And Yosef brought unto his father their evil report. Now, Israel loved Yosef more than all his children, because he was a son of his old age. And he has made him a coat of many colors. Yeah. And when his brethren saw that the father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. Yeah. And Yosef dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Yes. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray ye, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood around about, and made obeisance to my sheaves. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dream and for his words. Wow. That's his words. Yes. Now, what do we see here? Envy again? Yes. Jealousy? Yes. Hatred? Yes. Right? Yes. Now, we know that Yaakov favored Joseph because he was the son of his old age from his wife Rachel. Yes. Now, as we look at verse 4, do you think that showing favoritism would have gone unnoticed? No. There's some things that we do that we need to be very careful of as parents. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can cause some animosity. Yes. Yes, sir. Mother, I don't know how you did it with 12. I love all of y'all. And that's good. You do what you have to do, but wisdom would tell you that I should not set animosity and begin to show favoritism amongst the children. Wisdom would tell you it's going to breed some animosity. But apparently, Israel, he didn't pay no mind. Apparently, he wasn't paying that no attention. Then made him a coat of many colors. Oh, then he had to give him a gift, and he paraded it all around his brother. And Daddy said, come in.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
Ain't nothing quiet about that.
And they were so mad at him. They couldn't even speak to him peacefully on friendly terms. Have y'all ever experienced somebody not liking you, and when you ask them a question, they are so nasty? I have. You know you haven't done them not one thing. But because they can't stand the way you shave your beard, or the way you wear your dress, you say something to them and like, You can say something simple like, what time you got? Oh, you ain't got a watch? Let's be honest. This is real, man. This jealousy and hatred is real. And they could not speak peaceably to their brother. That's how much they hated this kid. And then he had the nerve to have a dream. Parading around with a coat of many colors, and then going to tell them his dream that he had of them bowing down to him.
I'm talking.
It's not.
Do a drive-by. I got a drive-by.
But it's amazing because I'm looking at sometimes, you know, when you have a sibling that's younger, they want to be like the older, so they trying to, you know, show that I can be on your level. But they don't have the wisdom.
That's right.
And one thing I saw in this too is you can't share your dreams with everybody.
They ain't ready. They are not ready.
I learned that one.
That's right.
If people don't have an invested interest in you, I don't care what you say.
That's right.
That dream don't mean nothing. They don't even want to hear nothing from you because first of all, they're jealous of you. You can have good news trying to share with them and they don't want to hear nothing from you. I experienced that too. You're doing all you can to help this individual and they just look at you like you stink. So you can't share your dreams with everybody.
No, you can't.
They're trying to kill your dreams. And as we see what they try to do, they try to kill this boy.
Wow.
So now we're dealing with the matters of the heart. This is what we're getting to. I know I was a little slow, but this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the matters of the heart. The stuff that we think Father don't see. But he sees it. He knows the very intent of the heart. You know what we mean by that? The very intent. He know what that heart was purposed to do. Because typically we'll try to cover it up and say, I'm doing this, but in a whole while, your whole intent is to do something totally different. So Father knows the very intent of the heart. So this is the stuff that we want to begin to shed away because we want to grow. Change. Change. And it's good y'all can sing that song. Change me. But I had experience years ago, and I told my wife, and she laughed at me. I prayed a prayer, and I said, I'll never pray that prayer again. I prayed one day, I woke up, and I mean, it was beautiful. It was a nice, warm autumn day. I was on my way to work, boy, and I felt like I can conquer the mountain. I was like, Father, bless me today. Let me glorify your name. Let me give you all the glory, all the honor. Man, I got to work with this dude that got on my last nerves. I wanted to hit him in the mouth. To where all I could do at one point was just be quiet. And when I shut up, he still kept, trying to edge me. And he would say, oh, you got a bad attitude. And I'm doing everything I can to keep quiet. But I had a bad attitude. Oh, I'm going to go tell your pastor. Now, it's good that you pray that prayer, but I didn't never pray that prayer ever again. I'm going to be honest with you. Because if you want change, all right.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. Sis, you ministered, your thought of the day, Sis Jocelyn, a couple of weeks ago, you talked about that. Or you praying for faith? Okay. Okay. Because you don't get faith unless you go through something. It just don't faith. It don't happen like that. Oh, you want faith? Okay, I'm gonna disturb everything.
That's right. It's not what I asked for.
Praying for love? Okay.
Patience.
Patience? Oh, okay. You, and I ain't never prayed that prayer since. That was like 1996. So what I pray now is, Father, give me the strength to deal with it. I ain't calling on nothing. That's right, brother. Taking it day by day. I ain't uttered a word like that since. Hallelujah. So as we stated, you can't share your dreams with everybody. Because if they don't like you, they're gonna try to kill your dream. And if they can't kill that dream, they're gonna try to kill you. But we see what happened. His older brother said, nah, don't kill him. Just throw him in the pit and we'll come back and I'm gonna get him. But that didn't work out. But Father had that already planned on what he was going to do.
Look at that.
So we see here that we want to deal with the matters of the heart. Those things that we bring from other places, whatever. We want to get rid of it because we know it's not a Father. Another thing that I wanted to show. When we look at verse 18, right? When he went out to go see what his brothers was doing, they saw him afar off. Did y'all see that? They saw him afar off. And what did they say? They said they considered the matter. To do what? To kill him. But we know that matter didn't just take place. That was something that had built up over the years. And this is why if we have stuff, little seeds of jealousy and envy that might pop up, we need to uproot that immediately. We need to get rid of it immediately. Because if we don't, it's going to take root. It's going to take root. And before you know it, you hating your brother for no apparent reason. And he did absolutely nothing to you. Hallelujah. But I say unto you, Matthew 5:22, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say unto his brother, Raka, that means you fool, you empty-headed idiot. That's what that means. Shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say thou fool shall be in danger of hell's fire. So now we know that we can even kill with our tongue. That tongue is mean and deadly. So if I can't get you, I'm going to kill your character. I'm going to make a lie against you.
Come on, brother. Come on.
See, this is the stuff that we got to deal with as humans, and as we're growing in Father. This is what we got to do. We got to be real. We got to be real. We can't keep glossing over this stuff. We come here and praise and then leave out and we still got these feelings.
Come on, brother. Come on.
What do we come in here for? We're wasting time. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. But if you just come in just to put a check on your religiosity board, then I've been to service. Yeah, you coming in vain. You ain't doing nothing. We're coming for change. Am I right? Because now when you walk amongst the unbelievers, they need to know something that's different about you. They need to get uncomfortable. They need to be like, oh, wow, what? Man, you hurting me. You need to.
That's it.
Why? Because now you're serious about your walk and you spend time with the Father. And just like the glory was on Moses when he was up in the mount, 40 days he came down and his face was shining so bright that it put a veil over
This is what we want.
Light shining there.
Yes, sir.
I done left the world. I have no desire for the world. And I can literally say that. This is what we want. We want to be able to walk, man, with the presence of Father just all around us, you know?
Yes.
Hallelujah. Don't you want that?
Yes.
To be able to worship and praise Him, listen, in the beauty of holiness. That when I raise my hands, I don't have no guilt.
Come on.
Yeah. Come on.
Beauty.
Beauty of holiness. There was a time, man, when I began to pray, I was like, oh, Father, forgive me. Then I'm hoping and wishing that He forgave me, but now I know. It's good when you know it. It's good to know. Yeah, sure. Y'all remember that song? Everybody ought to know. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. Man, it's good to know, man. See, that's why Father ain't give me the gift to sing. I've been singing all over the place. So, with all of that said, with the jealousy, the envy, and the hatred that brews from the heart of man, I want to say that is the innate ability of humankind. Innate ability. What does that mean? Existing in, belonging to, or determined by factors present in an individual by birth. The essential nature of something, that innate ability. We were born in sin and shaped in it. We were born in it. Let me show you something. Romans 5 and 14 says, yet death ruled over mankind from Adam to Moshe, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who was the figure of him that was to come. We were born in sin and shaped in iniquity because of Adam's sin. It wasn't our fault, it was Adam's fault. And it just steady throughout the generations. Just carried it forward. So, pretty little baby, chubby cheeks, on the sin. Cute as they are. Born in sin. All of us was born in sin. All so precious. So my point that I want to make is this. That now, if we were born in sin and shapen in iniquity, then what do we have to do? We have to learn holiness. And how do we know that? You can take a cute little innocent toddler, 3-4 years old. You been in my cookie jar? Got cookie crumbs all over my nose. Yes, you did. So already they know how to lie.
That's right. That's right. You gotta be taught.
So now we gotta learn holiness. We have to learn truth. This is why we come in here. This is why we're assembling. This is why, during your quiet time, you pray and you read, because now you're learning. You're positioning yourself to gain access of Father's Spirit. So now you have to learn. I had to learn. All of us had to learn. Because when we walk this walk, man, we bring so much baggage over here. And we learn it. Men might learn it in the barber shop. Women might learn it at the hair salon. The nail, we come with all kind of foolishness.
You know, men being, oh, I'm a man. I'll wear the pants of this family. You know, foolishness. And women might say, oh, I ain't gonna cook nothing for him tonight. I've been working all day just like he is. Foolishness. Because you done got this mess listening to somebody else and not listening to the word. And so now everything tore up. You wondering why your house all tore up. You wondering why. Ain't nobody following the spirit. Yes, sir. There's success in his word. There's success. He laid it out for us. So when you step out to the ramifications of his rules and his laws, what you expect? You listening to Shanae about what she did, and then you want to try to bring that mess into your household? Yeah. Or the man listening to the dudes in the barber shop. Man, I go home, I tell my wife, you better fix this meal. And then we bring that mess home. So we got to learn. That's right. Father bless you. So now what we want to do, we want to learn love, right? Love. That's what we want. So now let's look at 1 Samuel chapter 18 verses 3. Verses 1 through 3. 1 Samuel. Yes. 1 Samuel verses 18, 1 through 3. I'm not going to hold you. Listen. All right. Yes, 18, 1 through 3. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. Wow. And Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day, and he would not let him go no more to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Now we know that each one of us is different. What might interest you might not interest me. That's okay. That's okay. But the primary goal is that we should be on one accord in Father's Spirit. He loved him. Now, I want to bring that out. We have misused the word love so much throughout our lives. We say stuff like, oh man, I just love going over there. Man, I love the way my wife make food. Or whatever. But love is action. That means it's giving. In the Hebrew, that word love means that you give so much that you no longer see that person as them, but you see them as yourself. That's what Father meant when he said, woo, love your neighbor as yourself. I'm giving so much to you that I'm seeing myself. I don't even see Z no more.
Come on.
Because I'm just loving you so much.
Come on.
So that's learned behavior, right? We got to learn that. Yeah, you just don't, like I said, you just don't, oh, I got love. Because I had to learn to love. Quick testimony, I had to learn to love. I had to learn to love my wife. Because we don't know love. Come on now. We just talked about that we bring so much mess from our life of sin. We truck that mess over here, then we expect it to work. Because typically we, you know, I love you if you love me back. That ain't love. Yeah, that's conditional. So you mean to tell me if you don't act right, you're not going to love me? That's basically what you're saying. But love is unconditional. That means, as Father for us, I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you come from. I love you. Greater love have no man than this. That what? Listen, y'all, listen. In that when we were what? Yet sinners. That means we were nasty. We were filthy. We was wretched. He didn't write no contract saying, okay, Brother Lemoyne, in the year 2008, I'm expecting you to give my life to me.
Hallelujah. Bring it up. Come on.
That's right.
Come on, right there. Hallelujah. One and the other. Yes, sir.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
He did that.
Hallelujah.
He did it. He did it.
Yet
That's right.
he was despised and rejected of man.
Yes, he was.
A man of sorrow, acquainted with what's supposed to be our grief.
Hallelujah.
We don't even understand the significance and the power behind of what he went through. Medical science said that he wasn't even supposed to live after the scourging.
Come on, right. Right.
Glory.
Here it is, you being whipped with cat nine tails with strips of bone and metal on the end of this whip.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And every time they struck him, man, it pulls out chunks of meat,
One at a time. Hallelujah.
ligaments showing and veins showing, and his body quivering with pain.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Mercy, Father. Mercy.
But guess what? He said, this is not where I'm supposed to die.
Not right now. Not yet.
Not here. I gotta get there. That's where I gotta go. How did he do it? I don't know. How in the world did he get enough strength to get up that railroad tie
That's about what it was.
Hallelujah.
Probably was.
after being whipped all night, pulled out his beard? The scripture says in Isaiah that he was so marred, his visions were so marred, you couldn't even recognize him. Yet he found, no, I'm not gonna say he found no. It said the scripture said for the joy he endured it and he bare that railroad tie. Another 80, 90 pounds maybe, and he trucking after being whipped all night. He was exhausted. That's love. That's love, CC. He did it all for me. Still don't know the blunt of it. Because the moment you spit on me, I would have been like, oh, I'm done. He didn't open his mouth. He was led as a sheep before his shears is done.
That's right.
If I know anything about cattle, when I first moved to Virginia, I went to work at Smithfield Packing Company, a meat house. And when you get ready to kill them hogs and stuff, them jokers know they go, they know what's about to happen. But he was led as a sheep. He was just didn't say a mumbling word.
Come on.
Hallelujah.
He could have called down 12 legions of angels.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, he did.
It wasn't over yet. Come on.
So can we learn to love like this?
Wow.
Now, what's the possibility that we will ever have to lay down our life for our brethren? I say it's a slim chance that we will ever have to reach this place.
Wow.
So we want change.
Wow.
So it's going to require us that we learn love. So that means that we don't take advantage of each other now.
That's right.
Okay?
Stop playing.
I'm strong enough.
Because you tell me, Mama, I can come to your house, make myself at home, don't mean I can jump on the couches and stuff. That don't mean that. Y'all with me? So now, we see that Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And they made a what? A covenant. An agreement. Man, we brothers to the end. Y'all remember when you was kid, you used to do blood brothers and blood sisters? Y'all ever did that? You remember me? Not knowing we was doing scripture. That was blood covenant. We were making a covenant, man. Yo, we tight. I got your back, bro. You ain't gotta worry about me. No matter what, I'm with you. Now I can tell you, I can testify. If I'm your friend, you got a good friend. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I don't want nothing from you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want nothing from you. I just want to be your friend. So if you don't love me, don't die tonight. That's all I gotta tell you. So now we're learning love. We got to learn to love. And that means putting our differences aside. Okay? Now we can disagree agreeably. That means we don't have to fall out. Because you say tomato and I say tomato, whatever. You get where I'm going? Now, I would like for somebody to read for me 1 Corinthians chapter 12, because it's right lengthy. I want you to read it, the chapter. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, starting at verse 4. And I want you to read up to verse 22, if you don't mind. It's right lengthy, so take your time. You want the mic, bro?
It's on you, sir.
Hallelujah.
1 Corinthians 12, starting at verse 4. Now there are 4 to 20. Yes, sir. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are diversities of ministrations, and the same Yah. There are diversities of workings, but the same Elohim, who worketh all things in all. But to each one is given the manifestation of the Spirit to profit withal. For to one is given through the Spirit the word of wisdom, and to another the word of knowledge, according to the same Spirit. To another faith in the same Spirit, and to another the gifts of healing in the same Spirit, and to another workings of miracles, and to another prophecy, and to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, and to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh the one, the same Spirit, dividing to each one severally, even all as he will. For as the body is one, and hath many members, and all the members of the body, being many, are one body, so also is Moshiach. For in one Spirit were we all baptized into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, whether bond or free, and were all made to drink of one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, it is not therefore not of the body. And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, it is not therefore not of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now hath Elohim set the members, each one of them in the body, even as it pleased him. And if they were all one member, where were the body? But now there are many members, but one body. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of thee. Or again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much rather, those members of the body which seem to be more feasible are necessary. Hallelujah.
Now, while he's taking his seat, thank you, I'm going to finish up verses 23. And as for those parts of the body which we consider less honorable, these we treat with greater honor. And our less presentable parts are treated with greater modesty, which our more presentable parts do not require. But Yahuwah has so composed the body, giving greater honor to the part that lacked it, that there may be no divisions in the body, but that the members may have the same care for one another. That was enough said in that, right? So I'm not going to try to elaborate too much on that. But we see that everybody has a need. Meaning everybody has a purpose. We rephrase that. Everybody has a purpose. So regardless of what you think your gift is, it is significant to the body. If you don't have that big toe, you don't have balance. So that's what it's talking about. For those things that we think that we don't see, we don't need, we need it. We need it. You realize, you don't realize how much you need something until you don't have it. Vital. But Pastor Mike, I mean that thumb, you didn't realize you needed that thumb? All of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, how do I tie my shoe? Because that thumb holds the laces. And you don't even realize it. So my point is that we shouldn't get so familiar with each other that we just, treat each other any kind of way.
Come on now.
Taking each other for granted. Familiarity breeds contempt. So we should be nurturing one another. And the end part of this, in my reference here on the side, it says the unity enjoined. Man, how beautiful it is when we can dwell together in unity. Huh? The duty to the weak. Yeah, y'all got this? And then the care of the assembly. That's important. People, we are going somewhere and we're going to need each other. Do you get this? I remember, when you join the military, right, they got to train you from a civilian mind to a military mind. So now you got to learn to buddy up with your battle buddy. Get what I'm saying here? Hear me on this. You got to battle up with your battle. You got to buddy up with your battle buddy. You got to ask, hey, where your weapon at? You constantly watching each other. Hey, where your weapon at? Because now if you ever in war, you all gonna have to live in a foxhole or in a hasting fight position for how many days, and y'all depending on each other. What do you think we are here? Ain't no difference. That's right. I'm gonna need you. I don't need you plotting against me when it's time to go cut wood. You been down to pick that wood. And you hate me like Joseph, brother? No, you been down to pick it up. I ain't picking that wood up. No. So my point is, we got to be closely knitted. got. I know there's an improper English, but ain't put emphasis on what I'm trying to say. We need each other. In this small ecclesia, right here. Do you know how much of an impact we can make just us right here? One voice. What do you think happened when they was up, when Father told them to go up to Jerusalem and tarry? They was all on one accord. It wasn't because they had on the same outfit. You got many people got on the same outfit and they ain't on one accord, not one bit. They was up in the upper room, one accord. One spirit, that's right. One person was probably saying, hallelujah. Next person probably said, thank you, Yah. The other one probably said, how majestic is your name? And what happened? The spirit fell. Why? Because they was on one accord. Man, I know I need to sit down, but there's so much that's coming out of this now. Do you realize the impact that we can make? Listen, if those who do not know the Father can get together and build stuff and just make stuff happen, what more can we do? You mean to tell me them people that built the Tower of Babel, they was getting ready to succeed? If I was like, oh man, these people getting ready to do what they say they're going to do. I got to come down and confound them. So what more can we do if we together as one? I'm almost done. Let me hurry up and sit down. Because I want us to see, because see, the enemy is sneaky. But I know that rascal. He will sneak in and try to divide the body. And this is why we got to stay on guard. Watch. And pray. Take the helmet of salvation, right? The scripture, right? The breastplate of righteousness, right? The sword of the spirit, right? Which is the word, right? Loins girded about with truth, right? Feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Am I correct? Now guess what? Am I missing anything? No. Guess what? Brother might stand up for a minute. Now we know typically the breastplate just covered the breast, right? Come around. He got my back. We got each other back. You pray for me, I pray for you. But we might have to step it up a notch, brother. We might have to start turning down our plates some more. You want to see Father move? I'm not talking about no rinky-dink praying. I'm talking about really fasting and laboring before Father, for our brothers and sisters, because we need each other. My goodness, I'm telling you, man, this world is coming to an end. We can't be playing. Now, I'm going to end on this note. Is that okay? Can I give you one more scripture? Okay, one more scripture. I did say one more. Okay. Listen to what Yahushua says. Listen. John chapter 17, verses 20 through 22. Neither pray I for those alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one. What? As thou, Father, art in me and I in thee, that they also may be one. Do you see? He's promoting unity and unification. It's important that also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. And the glory which thou gavest me, I give unto them, that they may be one even as we are one. He's promoting unity, people. Come on, we got to get this. I believe we got it. I believe we have it. And we're working towards it, and we're striving, and we always want to become better. We never ever want to get too lax. Because when you get too lax, that's when the enemy comes in. So we want to stay mindful of that. We want to grow together because we need each other. My gift is no greater than your gift. Your gift is no greater than my gift. When we put those two together, it's powerful. Everyone's working in one accord. All engines is going. The pistons is moving like they're supposed to move. That's right. We can get to where we need to go. But if we're not there, we're going to keep going around that mountain. Moses, didn't we just pass this mountain? We keep going around in circles. So I pray that you all have received the word. This is as much for me as it is for you. Father, thank you that you poured out your word. We ask you, Father, that it takes root and that we will live according to your word, that it will bring forth the fruit that you so desire. We glorify you and we honor you in your precious name through your son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Hallelujah.
Bless his name, hallelujah. The Almighty said, hallelujah. Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Hallelujah. That's the answer to the question. He says, I give you the natural to understand the supernatural. Shane, you were given that family, that Andress number y'all got going on right there. Hallelujah. And then, you know, that little 8 plus now, you know, so they, you know, they get it, that 8 plus, you know. And then, Sister Dion, you were given your natural family, correct? Hallelujah. Sister Diane, you were given your family, and Sister Carol, you're given your family, and one family came from here, and one over there, and one moved over here. But he gave us all that. All them memories, all them trials and testings and drama and good and bad to work out understanding the family relationship. Now for somebody, blood is thicker than water. It wasn't just he gave you that. That is that. But I'm here to tell you that the word does not agree that he gave you that natural to be your end all. The world may say, no matter what, that's my brother. But the word says, no matter what, the one who walks in the light as me is my brother. Which means there may be a time, a situation, a circumstance where I may have to choose the non-natural over the natural. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. The rest was just for my learning. For me to learn the spiritual, he gave me something practical so I can understand. I love you forever, husband. And I say, bless you, Father. Because I just want to get it right. Let's thank Brother John for the word. Unity, hallelujah. We just want to make sure we get it right. And to get it right means we have to continue to work out this thing called our soul salvation. Now, I'm going to ask a real question, all right? Like you said, let's be real. Anybody was bothered by the noise of the children today? No. Hallelujah! Because that means we're growing, huh? In the natural, I just can't focus, and my spirit is just being taken instead of being enriched. But you see, in the spirit, we can work through these things. Huh? Why? Because if we family, then we got to work it out. And I mean, hey, I want to get what the Father has for me, and I want everybody to get what the Father has for them. And in order for us to do in the natural sense, that means somebody got to go ahead and have less than me because I want to get more. Why they can't have more too? We just got to all just work it out on another plane. He didn't say it would be easy. But we got to remember that the key here is that we got to work through it. Tolerance is a good thing. Tolerance, hallelujah, is about temperance. It's about that meekness from the word, hallelujah. Oh, we got to suffer long. He put up with me, and I know I done did some things that he wasn't pleased with. And he put up, while I was sinning, hallelujah, he was dying. He was bleeding, hallelujah. He was still taking so much, hallelujah, from me. But by his stripes we're healed. Oh, hallelujah, I'm excited, hallelujah. I'm excited because I know that Pastor Jeffrey Anderson, he set a foundation, hallelujah, for us to go somewhere. Imagine some of the things that he had to think about spiritually. He was like, I can't tell these people. I gotta stay at the beginning of the book with them. But Father's talking to me about something that's years down the line, but I can't tell them what's all on my mind because he had to keep the unity of the body. And the body wasn't ready to go the last mile of the way, even though the Father had already allowed him to see the other side. Oh, what a blessing it is. But the unity says, this is our time. And in this time, hallelujah, we shall see salvation come as one body. Which means it may not end the way that I envision it. But as long as it ends together, then that's how the Father envisions it. Because if our brother and Savior was willing, hallelujah, to just wait on us. He could have had his legions dead, but he waited on us so that we could all, hallelujah, see salvation together. And I'm willing to wait on him too. So you all bear with me as I bear with you. Let's thank my brother one more time for the word the Father gave us today to know that without unity, hallelujah, we have nothing. Let's hear the chant, hallelujah, to close this out. Bless his name. So you cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. Thank you, just thank you. You sacrificed your life so I could be free, so I could be whole, so I can tell everyone I know. Just keep it sad. Heavenly Father, we say hallelujah. That you would think so much of us. You said that everybody in the sound of my voice was worth saving.
Hallelujah.
Father, we haven't always acted like we were worth saving. But you thought we were worth keeping just the same. When we rejected you, you said you would still keep us for later on. Because you looked down on Heavenly Father through the hands of time and said, their foolishness today will not pass. But one day, hallelujah, if he was willing to long suffer enough, one day, hallelujah, we would get on up and we would walk in a new direction. We would repent, oh Heavenly Father, and say, I'm not going to do that anymore. Father, I want to love you with all my heart, my mind, my body, and my soul. And I want you to know that I believe. You're real, oh Heavenly Father, in my life today, and without you, oh Heavenly Father, I am nothing. Thank you, Father, for keeping all the households represented here. Thank you for keeping our families, oh Heavenly Father. While we weren't keeping ourselves, we say, Todia! Oh Father, sometimes we look upon our lives and we say, oh, what a mess we have made. Oh, hallelujah, Father. But we're thankful that such is just small in thine eyesight. Greater works than these, oh Heavenly Father, are we yet to befold before you. Oh, Father, thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your faith in us. Thank you for the joy that you have. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for your temperance, oh Heavenly Father. Oh, Father, thank you for forgiving us. If we could say it 1,000,000 times, thank you for forgiving us. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the spirit of forgiveness, oh Heavenly Father. Now help us to forgive. Help us, oh Heavenly Father, to truly walk low, meek, and humble. Thank you for giving us, oh Heavenly Father, this truth and this faith in this hour. Thank you for your word of truth today. Bless those who are not with us. Bless the food that we shall receive today. Allow it to nourish us and keep us. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for being all, oh Heavenly Father. All. When we were nothing, you were still all. When we did nothing, you were still all. When we turned our backs on you, you were still all. Hallelujah, Father. Because, oh, what a mighty and always serve. Father, we pray for the peace of Yerushalayim, the least of your people everywhere. We pray for the saints worldwide. We pray against the idea of escape that not only Shabbat and on winter, but that you will find us worthy to escape all these things. In the name of your darling Son, Yehoshua HaMashiach, we say, Hallelujah! 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 But I say unto one, I say unto all, watch and pray in Yeshua's name. Hallelujah! You thought I was worth saving, Heavenly Father. You thought I was worth saving. Hallelujah. So you came and changed my life. You thought I was worth saving. Father, you made me up inside. You thought I was to die for. So you sacrificed your life. So I could be free, so I could be whole, so I could tell everyone I know. Hallelujah.
salvation forever. Oh, so I can be free, so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone I know.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Father. Bless your name. Hallelujah.
Shane?
All right, White, all right, Nanny. All right, anyone else?
Caden probably.
Guy Renaud.
Maybe Jose.
All right, Josh.
Hallelujah.
Paige?
Your husband made me cry.
Paige?
Well, you did, so I might as well
Brother
tell
Pete?
you. It was the word on you, my brother. Hallelujah. Shoot, you had me in tears. I'm like, it ain't been that real. Shoot, Passover still 6 more months away. Oh, hallelujah.
Mom?
That's his name. Hallelujah. Where is there? Were you there, as they say? Were you there up on that hill? Hallelujah.
Renaud, we missed you on,
I saw
what's
the
that song we just sang?
the whole month.
You dead, boy. We missed you on work.
Shalom, Mom.
You're doing a great job.